Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am Jaime Elizondo, and I want you to consider fall farm or ranch profitability. This is vital for you and your family. After you maximize your profits, you want to grow your capital. We can consider your investments in cattle, land, and machinery. We need this to run our operation, and we can look at the return on investment. Does return on investment put you off? Let me tell you, it turns me on. Why? Because it is a real benchmark and you can use it anywhere. We should use it more to make better decisions when investing or spending money on our business. Now, let me explain before your eyes glaze over. Have you considered your perimeter fences maintenance or upkeep? Do you factor in your land's taxes? What about the cost of the pastures you control? Do you consider your machinery's depreciation? Even if your machinery is old, you will need to replace it sometime. And then you need to consider wages. Do you know that they are the highest part of your yearly expenses per cow? When we compare a ranching enterprise with other businesses on a return on investment, grazing livestock is competitive, but we only beat them if we do not include the land. Why should we not include the land? Because the land in itself should be another enterprise. It can go up or down in price, and this has nothing to do with the livestock business. That's why the grazing enterprise should charge rent per acre or per cow, and this is best shown at another class. By managing your grazing well, the land's productivity and desirable species in your pastures will increase. So will the long-lived soil organic carbon, and this will reduce your total annual costs. It will do so by spreading them across more productive units, productive livestock, and then your profits can triple with a double stocking rate. I did the numbers on a very large ranch, and the profits were a little over 3 times higher. This is a rare win-win for the landlord and for the renter. Using the total grazing program with adapted genetics and selection will give you much more for your money. Your return on investment will be equal to that of other industries. We expect a 10 to 25% yearly return on investment in the long term. And remember, there is a cow price cycle, and we are at the peak now, and this will surely change. We need to consider averages, not the top, not the bottom. But to get there, you need to do your work. You need to plan, you need to observe and replan, not just talk about it. You see, many big grazing enterprises lease land from owners, and even though they say that they will improve the land, they harm their soil and grasslands. These are the land's owner's capital. And this happens because of their selective grazing style that results in overgrazing of some plants and overresting of other plants in the same paddock. Both of these practices are bad for your land and your grasslands. Have you seen the many YouTube videos and Facebook posts? They explain how they double their stocking rate and grass productivity. Have you seen what they are comparing their results with? Continuous grazing. Wow! Continuous grazing or set stocking is as bad as grass management can be. It's like if they say they won a 100-yard race against a one-legged man. Not fair and not good enough. When we compare our grazing management to decide which one to use, we need to compare with the best, not with the worst. When you compare the total grazing program to any type of selective grazing program, and they have many names: rotational grazing, rational grazing, high-intensive graze management grazing, adaptive grazing, holistic grazing style, and they are all the same in that they all favor selective grazing. So we get around double to triple their grass productivity. So compared to the very worst, which is set stocking, our productivity is 4 to 6 times higher. In the total grazing program, we use non-selective grazing. Yes, but I do not call it ultra-high density grazing. Ultra-high density is not always needed or doable, depending on the environment. Our soils holds important long-lived organic carbon, which lasts over 100 years. But we need fat microbes to make it, and we cannot get fat microbes with rotational grazing or green season grazing. Rotational grazing makes the grass root exudate sugary, and we need fatty. We talk about profitability, but we do not focus on short-term profits. We need to consider this because our future profits depend on how our soil improves or degrades. To improve your soil with grazing management, you need to understand how to make long-lived soil organic carbon. And this is the main reason that academia contests and criticizes the results of these grazing programs. They do not raise humus or long-lived soil carbon much. How do I know? We have a student who measured this for 10 years. Then, many new scientific articles explain what I said in simple words. You can see more in my YouTube channel under Real World Ranching. Imagine, if you will, that you did not know this. Would rolling out expensive hay to boost long-lived soil organic carbon appeal to you? Now you know this practice will improve fertility only short-term and not long-term. This happens faster in the tropics and subtropics because of higher temperatures. Soil organic carbon is both labial or short-lived and recalcitrant or long-lived, and it cycles faster at higher temperatures. Now, I do not want to sound too scientific, but rest assured, we have done this in practice in different places with great results. Grazing management is your main driver of profits. After it comes using genetics to harvest and convert your grass better. Then comes the optimum calving season. It suits your livestock needs to your forage's natural productivity, and this alone can double your profits. Nutrition. First, you need to understand the basics of how the rumen in your livestock works when grazing. Please remember, long ago, before man, half of the herbivores were hindgut fermenters by weight. The other half were ruminants. We know that ruminants need more protein in their diets, but they are better at turning grass into gain. Hindgut fermenters are worse at this, but they can stay in good condition on poor forages. This is why horses, donkeys, zebras, and elephants can stay in good body condition, where a cow would starve. Okay, this is a lot to think about and a lot to learn. Please go to my webpage at www.rwranching.com/learn for my course offerings and the membership. There, you will learn much more about how to maximize your profits. Also, how to improve your land the fastest. Conclusion and recap. The land and the livestock are two separate businesses. We must examine each of them individually. Consider all your costs to get your real net profit. Don't leave anything out. The number of productive livestock you can maintain at a low cost will determine your profits. The videos and claims on Facebook and YouTube, they are about selective grazing programs. They compare to the worst grazing management, set stocking, or continuous overgrazing. Our program is higher productive. It's 2 to 3 times better than those selective grazing programs. Ours follows nature and basic plant physiology. A total graze was the rule, but man killed off the hindgut fermenters, the large ones, and they made up half of the total herbivore mass on the land. By the way, productivity was much higher back then, and that is the time that our best soils were created. Return on investment is the best way to compare enterprises for long-term management and decisions. Improving your land's wealth for higher productivity is important. You need to grow your long-lived soil organic carbon. This enables a significant increase in forest productivity with no additions. Learn as much as you can about this. Go to my website to see all the different online courses available now. 10. You're better compared to the best rather than the worst when deciding on which grazing program to follow. Thank you for listening. I know you want to be the very best and not compare with the very worst. You want to be ahead and you want to be a good steward of the land for you, your family now and in the future. We need to be humble and understand that these are natural processes and not owned by anyone. This information is for everyone. And as the Bible says, the laborer is worthy of his pay. See you in the next blog post of the Fat Wallet Ranchers episodes. May God bless you all. Follow us and subscribe to my free weekly blog at www.rwranching.com. See my short snippets for free and read our success stories with our students around the world. Thank you.